Here we presents the top 5 best ergonomic mouses. Starting at number 5, Logitech M570. Almost everyone these days either has a computer for work or for entertainment purposes. When people talk about this device, the usual conception is that it comes with a standard mouse. This is the one that you navigate on a mousepad on your desk to get the cursor on your screen to move around. Eliminates RSI, the main argument why a trackball mouse should be your choice when it comes to the kind of tool you use is centered on ergonomics and RSI. Repetitive strain injury has been blamed on a lot of things, and conventional mouse usage is one of them. If you shift to a trackball mouse, you don't have to move your arm around in awkward positions since the mouse stays put. This helps prevent or reduce the possibility of strain on your arm and wrist. This eliminates the bothersome wires that come with regular versions of this mouse. With a wireless design, you can place your mouse anywhere without having to worry about the wire getting caught in random places. This mouse has some of the basic features of a regular mouse, but it also has special ones that make access easier. Aside from the trackball for your thumb, it also has a scroll wheel plus left click and right click buttons. It has 4 programmable buttons for your macros and quick commands. If you want to get the Logitech M570 wireless trackball mouse, you can find these on Amazon. It is considered as one of the best trackball devices in late 2019 by the New York Times. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. At number 4. Kensington Pro Fit Ergo. A conventional mouse requires you to move it across the surface of your desk, resulting in the types of tiny wrist movements that can stress your tendons, joints, and carpal tunnel. That's why some people prefer trackballs like the Kensington Pro Fit Ergo vertical wireless trackball. You scroll with it by moving the ball with your thumb instead of moving the entire device around the desk, thereby reducing repetitive wrist movements. The Pro Fit Ergo feels comfortable and has numerous customization options, but my test unit's housing was quite stiff, resulting in jerky movements that don't jive with its rather high price. Kensington says this handshake position is ergonomically approved, but if it doesn't feel comfortable, there's no way to adjust it. The MX Ergo, by contrast, can be switched between 2 positions, angled or flat, using a magnetic fulcrum. I tend to prefer the tilted orientation, but it's always nice to have the option to go back and forth. As good as the Pro Fit Ergo might be at reducing carpal tunnel and tendon stress, it can't eliminate the risk entirely, since you're still clicking buttons. Left and right clicks are accomplished the same way as on a conventional mouse, by pressing buttons with your index and middle fingers. Despite its ergonomic design and plenty of customization options, the Kensington Pro Fit Ergo vertical wireless trackball suffers from a stiff housing that results in jerky cursor movements. Halfway of my listed number 3, Logitech MX Ergo trackball mouse. Few things in computing have stayed quite as consistent as the keyboard and mouse. With each passing year, monitors reach ever higher resolutions and frame rates, graphics cards pack in more and more teraflops of graphical horsepower, and CPUs add more cores and greater clock speeds. Of course, trackball mice are nothing new, having actually existed for longer than the more standard mouse, but they've remained a more niche device in recent years. Logitech has remained the most prominent seller of trackballs. It put out the Logitech M570 trackball back in 2010, and prior to that, the ambidextrous Trackman Marble in 2008. The thumb buttons are the best example of this. Whereas a traditional mouse places the thumb buttons, under your thumb, the MX Ergo places them to the left of your left click button. It's nice that they're there, but we can't see people making the same use of them as on a traditional mouse. Its only problem is that some of the features felt a little redundant. We couldn't find a use for thumb buttons that aren't pressed using the thumb, and we felt like a scroll wheel that tilts left and right is a little bit of a novelty. Coming in at number 2, Swiftpoint GT. The Swiftpoint GT was put under the spotlight by the Jason at allthingsergo.com. Jason started blogging about all things ergonomics in 2011, a topic that deeply interested him. His blog eventually grew into allthingsergo.com, now one of the internet's leading independent review sites for ergonomic information. He carefully went through the Swiftpoint GT features from the user's point of view and made some excellent notes which we are quite humble to accept. He says, "If I were a maker of mobile mice, I wouldn't want to try to compete with it on features and design." Take a moment to read his latest review and learn more about ergonomics in general. The tiny size of the Swiftpoint GT may surprise you, but it's proof that an ergonomic mouse doesn't need to be bulky. For such a small product, the GT packs in plenty of features. Users have the benefit of both USB and Bluetooth connectivity, and the built-in battery can last 2 to 4 weeks on a full charge, depending upon usage. With the unique touch gesture technology, you can scroll and zoom on touchscreen devices effortlessly. With 2 buttons and a gesture stylus, it has a sensor resolution of 1250 dpi. However, some users report that the position of the scroll wheel isn't intuitive. You've also got integration with key iOS and Windows apps, such as TeamViewer and Amazon Workspaces. While the price may seem large for such a tiny product, the GT is worth it, since no other companies are offering anything similar. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. And number 1. Logitech MX Master 3. The Logitech MX Master 3 is a great professional-looking mouse that's fairly versatile for everyday use. It has an ergonomic design that is comfortable to use for hours thanks to its thumb rest and rounded shape. It's great for palm grip users, although some people with smaller hands might have trouble gripping it comfortably. This mouse is very well built and is quite heavy, giving it a hefty feel. This is a wireless-only mouse, and while its latency won't be noticeable for most, it isn't recommended for hardcore gamers. On the upside, it offers 2 scroll wheels and gesture commands, which makes its control scheme very diverse. You can also set your preferred settings depending on which program or app you're using. The Logitech MX Master 3 is a bit large for smaller hands for a palm grip, and some people might have trouble reaching the side scroll wheel comfortably. If you want a similar mouse that's better suited for small hands, check out the Razer Pro Click. Due to its very large design, the Logitech MX Master 3 isn't recommended for a fingertip grip. Only larger hands will be able to use this mouse with this grip, although the gesture button and the horizontal scroll wheel indicate a design that's better designed for palm grip. Good for MMO games. The mouse offers a few programmable buttons, which is good, but not quite as much as dedicated MMO mice. While its ergonomic shape is comfortable for palm grip, people with smaller hands might have trouble having a nice control over the mouse. Also, this mouse is wireless only, and its latency is a bit higher than most gaming mice. I have included these product link in the description. You can check out this link for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.